We gon' really chase his ass till you really out of breath. I don't really fuck with smokers. They be smoking on that meth.
A few moments later.
Run, Forrest! Run away! Hurry! Hurry up! Let's get it! Come on! Look out, Johnny! Here we come! Get you! Run, Forrest! Run! Run, Forrest!
Now you wouldn't believe it if I told you.
But I could run like the wind blows.
Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it? You already know. Like a torta with some running habits. Bye. Let's get straight to the intro. Welcome back to the channel, and if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking. And I appreciate the support, man. I'm very humbled by it. So PFACE baby was caught running on camera, and everyone's got something to say about it. Everybody's like, oh shit, hey, Devalto ran. Well, guess what? They call me runner. And I'll tell you right now, if someone pulls a motherfucking Billy Western out on me, I'm out of there. What did you expect that young man to do? What did you expect him to do? Stand there and get shot? Stand there and get gangbanged on? Would that made him more legendary in his neighborhood? Look, I'm of the understanding of this. If anybody has you in a compromising position, you need to make a decision. You need to make a rash, immediate decision. You know, unless you've ever been a gang member, been put in that position, you need to understand that every decision you make counts. Okay? And it counts towards life and death decisions. Every move you make is going to count. Only it's a little bit different nowadays. See, nowadays, every decision and every move you make is recorded. Camera time. They got one of these. Right? And they're going to record you. So everything is either seen by a Ring camera, a phone, CCTV. I mean, they got you on lock. There's no way to hide it, no way to get away from it. If you're in a compromising position, the internet is going to laugh at you, not with you. Now, when I first seen this video of the Compton rapper, the Southsider Compton rapper, PFACE baby, prancing like Little Ezell from Friday along the side of a Compton street, the first thing I thought was, that doesn't look like him, right? Then under certain circumstances, excuse me, my speech all slurred. I'm still fucked up from that meat, right? I went and looked at the video of him at Universal Studios when he was fighting the alleged Norteño, right? And that same Little Ezell prance that he had, there is the same one he had going on there. So I put two and two together, and Sur Gang, I was like, there it is. That is PFACE baby. Now, PFACE baby has come out with a response saying that, hey, if you only knew the true narrative, then you'd know, right? Basically saying that wasn't really what was going on. He wasn't scared. He wasn't running from his enemies. He had other things going on. Now, there's a lot of stories going around. And I'm going to break it down for you in the best form or fashion that I can. First of all, shut up. Get the strap. That Valto was running. Okay? He was running for dear life. And the reason he was running is because I'm sure the opposition, the people who were gangbanging on him, were threatening. Okay? We don't see their side of what they had going on in that car, what was pointed directly at him or anything like that. And I'm sure PFACE baby is not going to put on the internet what they had on him. Now, if he does, that can be considered a form of telling, and I'm sure he's not going to do that, right, to make himself look better. But at the end of the day, when people approach you and you're a gang member, you know, there's a certain pride and dignity that comes within representing a neighborhood. When you represent it, you're supposed to represent it to the fullest. That means everywhere you go, you wear that motherfucking badge of honor and you shine that sucker, right? You let everybody know where you're from. You represent your hood, La Primera, to the fullest. and you're letting everybody see that you are a representative of that vaudeville. Now, everything you do good is going to be a brownie point for you, and everything you do bad is going to have you looking like PFACE baby running. The facts are this. I don't think that young man did anything that anyone should be laughing at. Look, his run is a little sloppy. He does look little Lazale-ish, right? And it's funny to laugh at, but people that are literally going in on this guy, oh, he's a sucker, he's scared. Man, I'm going to tell you right now, there's a difference between being scared and being aware and concerned. And that man definitely looked concerned in that video. And he was aware that these guys, these people who were continuously threatening him, gangbanging on him, and saying the most amount and abundance of N-words I've ever heard coming out of a Mexican's mouth, right? He knew that was for reals. It was go time. Now, of course, it looks like he's running away from them. But if you really slow it down like I did in that intro and look at it, PFACE baby was, get the strap, 50 centing it, right? He was literally trying to reach allegedly under a vehicle where people have put out the narrative that there was something tucked under that vehicle so he can get off where he was mad at. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. PFACE baby might be a lot of things. He might be not a good freestyler. I think we know that. Right? We know that. He might not be the hardest guy in his neighborhood, but I ain't never seen him be no sucker, right? I ain't never seen him not represent. You know, if you guys remember when he was on the No Jumper podcast and he walked past that brother and that brother said, hey, where you from? He was quick to let his vaudeville be known, right? He's always been apologetic. When he said the N-word back in the days, he cleaned that up. He let the people know he was young, dumb, and he wasn't from the Hoovers, right? He let him know. So to me, man, he's always seemed to be a fair weather young man. Someone who is born into the street and gang life generationally, you know, out there in Compton, and is trying to do the rap thing, not successfully, but I mean, hey, shit, he's out there, right? You got to give him credit for being persistent and consistent, right? And just doing what he does. And it seems like everything you do, especially when you're from California in the rap game, it seems like, is being scrutinized. You know, that video hit the internet and everybody was like, oh, he's a sucker, man. He's running. He's this, he's that. When just a few months back, he was running up on an alleged norteño at Universal Studios and everyone was like, oh, he's a real one. That's a gangster move when he's yelling Buster and all that shit out, right? And everyone's like, ooh, 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 ah, ooh, da-da-dum, da-dum. They hit him with that shy. The very first time he saw a norteño, he ran up at him and he said, hi. I knew right then he was a Southsider, but he was caught up in physical attraction. He tripped, felt my satisfaction. You know, I mean, I could go all day with this shit. Look, at the end of the day, man, PFACE baby doesn't seem like the hardest corn to crack, but at the end of the day, he's there. Okay, and obviously people are tuning in and they know who he is because they seen him running. I'm married to that. Get the strap. Now, if he was running to go get something to let loose, that's his story. We'll let him tell it. You know, I think the true question is why. So let's break it down. Why he was running, why he should have. Why I don't blame him. If you're walking down the street, minding your own affairs, and two sureños grab you unaware, what are you going to do? Are you going to allow these guys to possibly kill you? So that way, later on, people can say, oh, he was a real one, homie. You know what I mean? Because that's not what's going to happen. That's not what's going to happen. You know what people are going to say? Why didn't that vato fucking run, eh? If he seen them pull something out, I'd have got gone. That's exactly what they're going to say. But guess what? He's not going to be here to listen to it, to hear it. He'll be the one everyone's making videos about on the internet, talking about, damn, that vato should have fucking got on. Why did you stay there, man? I mean, that's whatever. Damn, he's real about that shit. But still, look, man, you got to do what the father from Friday said, Craig. Live to fight another day, right? Hey, not every day is going to be your day. Someday you're going to be gangbanging out there and you're going to catch the ops slipping and that's going to be all you. And some days they're going to catch you. It's tit for tat and it goes like that, especially in a city like Compton. So you guys need to understand that us on the internet, us as a consumer of the product that these people are putting out, laughing at them when they get caught in a compromising position because of some of the things they say in their rap lyrics and because of the way they act, It is funny. You can't get a nice little chuckle up out of it, but at the end of the day, think about it. You know, would you have rather laughed with him or at him, or be seeing a video about his demise and his death? I'd much rather laugh at him, and not because he was running away from opposition. Shit, I'd run away from opposition too. A lot of you guys would. Stop. So you're supposed to just stand there and get shot? No. Now, I seen another narrative that was put out. It was actually put out in a comment, kind of tripped me out, right? There's a lot of truth to it, but at the end of the day, man, the cleanup was real. If you recall, there was Rodney from LA who did that. He was conducting that interview with those two Crips from Compton, right? And allegedly 5 Southsiders pulled up with them things on them. You know, the only reason we know they had those things on them because you couldn't see nothing from the video. But the young brother, man, he went back and said, man, what do you expect me to do? I stood my ground. Them dudes had 5 things on them, right? And he said, oh, I had my thing, but it wasn't on me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you can't leave home without it. You know, that's your express card, and you need to express yourself like an NWA song. But anyways, he didn't have it on him, and he said they had it on them. So I know a lot of people are like, well, that's telling. Yeah, but we don't know who those guys were on that video because you didn't see a description of them. So I could see where people get petty and say, oh, that's telling or whatever. He's just telling his story. Hey, look, bro, they approached me. Motherfuckers are saying I went out like a sucker because I let them say fuck this and fuck that. But at the end of the day, them motherfuckers had guns on them, and I wasn't going to fucking bite the hand that feeds them, right? For reals. Look, man, when you're in a position like that, you have to make a decision. The decision either to gangbang, stand up for what you believe in and get killed for it, die for it, frivolously, or bite your tongue, man, and like, you got this. I catch you on the rebound, motherfucker, right? That's my mindset. It's always been my mindset. Now, that doesn't mean I was running around on some sucker shit, hiding and running and ducking and dodging like a motherfucking LA Dodger, like Shotani, right? I wasn't dodging like that. But my lifestyle, the way I thought was, I'd much rather come back and clap you instead of just sitting here and talking shit, okay, like a sucker puss. That's not me. So running in that instance for PFACE, baby, and standing their ground, those brothers did, man, and not getting lippy or getting crazy, I commend both of them. You know, PFACE, baby, is not the hardest motherfucker. He might talk about, you know, in his rap songs, he's killing this and killing that. And look, it's rap music. That's what people want to hear, so that's what people are going to say. But at the end of the day, you guys know damn well, man, that dude is softer than a Care Bear. That vato looks like a bowl of soggy Lucky Charms, right? Very frivolous, right? Look, PFACE, baby, he's a youngster. I don't know how he's laced up. I'm sure in the city of Compton, he's very, very well laced up in his vaudeville, but I don't know to what degree, you know, what they told him. Is he going to get a DP? Does he deserve a DP for running? Depending upon the politics of his vaudeville, yes, sir. Of course they're going to feel like that. I seen Dub's video where he was talking about the DPs in the neighborhoods for running and not standing your ground, not representing your vaudeville in the most vicious fashion as you should. And look, what did he say? Within 5 months, 2 people got DP'd. Shit, but they were alive. So yes, PFACE might have something coming, a little something for doing the little Ezel. But at the end of the day, hey, I'd rather take a kick in the head than a kick with some lead. You understand where I'm coming from? So I don't see nothing wrong with his bump and grind. I don't see nothing wrong with what that man did. He had to get away. Now, obviously, if you slow the video down and you look, the narrative that's going out there, and I don't know if it was put out by PFACE, baby, or just someone who's representing him or supporting him, but they said, he wasn't running like he was running towards, get the strap, right? He was running towards the thing. And it was tucked up under the wheel well of a car, and that's where he was going to get it. Look, I slowed that video down, watched it several times. That vato either fucking fell over a pebble or he was going up under the car and just was running so fast he overran, right? And he just boom, 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 tumbled. Either way, man, I'm glad he didn't grab it. I'm glad those youngsters, instead of shooting bullets, were shooting N-words, because at the end of the day, nobody got physically hurt. You know, I mean, PFACE probably got exhausted, but it probably helped him. You know what I'm saying? He needs to lose a little weight anyways. You know, and no fat shaming, just for reals. That vato got a little bit, I mean, he got that baby fat, right? So that just is what it is. But all these videos of people making him or turning him into look like a sucker, man, and he's scary and he's fake. Nah, man. I've been in plenty of positions where I was outgunned, outnumbered, and sometimes I had to stand my ground, be firm, and fight. And sometimes, man, if I'm able to wiggle, I'm out of there. You know what I mean? Hey, what's the difference from running with some motherfuckers trying to shoot you or running from the cop with the gun? It's the same damn thing. I'm not staying stationary and getting got, and I don't expect PFACE baby to either. You know, for people that are going to run and say, "Oh, he's scary, he's scary," you can't talk about it until you've been in that position. That's like people that when they see these dudes getting Buck Rogers dates or buku's amount of time, or they're told that they're going to get the time, flipping or telling or whatever. Look, I don't recommend that. I don't think that's a cool move to go, but there's a lot more motherfuckers doing it because they're finding that position. They're like, I'm talking about some of the hardest cats you ever seen, fools that'll take a life, ain't tripping, don't care. You're getting 50 years. That was Mookie. Fuck that. That was done by Paco and shit. Well, that was Greg. Right? Every ethnicity, every race, every religion. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that was Finkelstein. You know what I'm saying? That was Halalililili. That was oof, oof. Motherfuckers will tell. Because when faced with adversity and put in that position, then they're of an understanding. So all that shit comes flooding back to them, all that calling people snitches, calling people rats, all that, and then they done told them they're all best friends. Happens. So I'm not going to sit here and say that I laughed at PFACE for running from the opposition because that's normal. That's hood life. That's just the way it is, man. Hey, motherfuckers catch you. You better fucking take off and fucking wiggle. You know what I'm saying? You better get ghosts. You better get somewhere because if not, they're not playing out there, especially in this era. They're not jumping out smacking you with the fist, homie. They're jumping out smacking you with the Draco. That's just the truth. So I'm proud of them. I'm proud of them. Now, when you make songs that say this,
We gon' really chase his ass till you really out of breath. I don't really fuck with smokers. They be smoking on that mess.
A few moments.
well, that doesn't fucking end well, right? You know, you can't make songs. We're gonna chase his ass to death, and then it happens to you. These are the types of things that make people think. You know, like, are you just all talk, bro, or are you really about that life? Look, I'm not gonna say the kid isn't or is about that life, but he's living. So whatever he did, he made that conscious decision. And yes, there might be some ramifications for his actions, some repercussions for his actions. I'm sure his barrio doesn't like the fact that he got caught slipping on the internet running, right? And I'm sure he could, you know, either plead to him, hey, bro, I was trying to go get the gun, man, you don't understand. But like he says, man, the narrative that's being spun is not the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Or the truth can get you locked up. So the best thing to do is just not say nothing at all. You know, let it go. Look at what happened with Lil Lefty, right? What happened with Lil Lefty Gunplay? You know what I'm saying? That dude Bands went to his neighborhood, did all kinds of crazy shit, spray painted, all kinds of shit, made a song, and everyone was like, get him, Lefty, get him, get him. If he'd have got him, what position would that made him look cool? A lot of people that don't even know him, oh, you're cool, you're cool. Now that Valta ignored it, got himself right, and now won a fucking Grammy and is over there kicking it with fucking Fat Joe and Jada. I'm telling you guys right now, man, everything is a decision in life that you make. And some of the decisions are going to make you look foolish. They're going to make you look comical. They're going to make you look bad. But you need to understand there's bigger things and better things out there for you if you make the right decision. Who gives a fuck what a bunch of fuck faces think about you? People are strangers that don't even know you, that have something to say about anyone that has something to say, right? They're going to do that. They're going to hate on you regardless. If that dude would have if he would have fucking stood his ground and got killed, they'd have been like, that's what that puto gets. If that fool runs, he's running. Either way, bro, you can't win for losing. That's just a rock in the hard place syndrome. That's what it is, man. There's a reason why there's a saying called fight or flight, because you could either fight, and that's probably an 80% chance you're not going to make it, or you can flight, and then that's 50-50. I'm going to go with the better odds. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to run every time. You know, if it's a one-on-one situation and someone wants that smoke, then, of course, you handle your business. But if there's several guys in the car and you can't see what they got, your immediate reaction is to run and go get something or get away from the scene. Obviously, PFACE Baby was doing one or the other, right? So with that being said, let's take one more look at PFACE Baby in slow motion. If you really watch the end of the video, was he trying to reach for something under the car, or did he just fall on his fat ass?
We gon' really chase his ass till you really out of breath. I don't really fuck with smokers. They be smoking on that mess.
A few moments later.
Run, Forrest! Run away! Hurry! Hurry up! Let's get it! Come on! Look out, Johnny! Here we come! Get you! Run, Forrest! Run! Run, Forrest!
I told you.
But I could run like the wind blows.
With that being said, I don't know. I really can't call it, right? It's up to you and whatever decision you make in your mind, but really does it matter? A young Mexican youngster running, a gang member running because his opposition was right there. It just is what it is, man. It's not a big deal. It's not an issue, but the internet makes the smallest of and the most minute thing the biggest issue. With that being said, let me know what you guys think, man. I think PFACE Baby did the right thing, got the fuck up out of there. But there's going to be these hardcore haters that are like, oh, you support that shit? I do. I support living, not dying, homie. Especially for the raza. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive, and run if I got to. Because I ain't tripping, bro. What anyone thinks about me. I only care about what my kids and what I think about me. I'm talking about the gun in the mirror. That's all I give a fuck about, right? Me and mines and everyone that supports me. That's truly a humbling experience, right? This video is sponsored by Barrio Liquors out there in Turlock, California. If you're ever in the area, pull up to the Barrio, the #1 award-winning liquor store in the valley, Barrio Liquors, and go show some support, man. Get you something cold to drink. It's Friday. Go get you something. Also by Sticks and Stones Yard Service out there in Big Bad, Arizona, man. If you're in the area, Google Sticks and Stones Yard Service, and he'll pull up and take care of you. Support your small local businesses and stay brown. That's what it is.